episode of The Follow-Up. I'm Eden, and this is my dad, Noah, and every week we sit on my bed, and for the first time in a while for me, and we talk about something we want to talk about. And this week, we're going to talk about my whole summer at camp.
This is your first post-camp podcast.
Yep.
You came home just a few days ago. Mom and I did, you haven't listened to them yet, but Mom and I did 2 podcasts where she sat in your seat and we talked about missing you and what life was like without you for 7 weeks. So now you're back, and I've gotten a lot of questions from friends who said, can't wait to hear about Eden's first time at camp. So we'll set the whole thing up. You're away at camp for 7 weeks. You are 8 years old. You will be 9 later this year. You're going into 4th grade. We live in New York City. You went far away from New York City for camp into a situation that you didn't know anybody, and it's a very, very different type of experience. So can we go all the way back to the very beginning about how you felt leaving for camp?
Okay, so I was kind of feeling mixed emotions. So, I was sad to leave, but I was also really excited for camp because I knew it was a new experience. I knew I was going to have so much fun. Also, I knew how many new things I was going to try. So, water skiing, I had to learn how to do that. And then doing all sorts of other fun activities. And then my bunk, finding out that, and all that fun stuff.
Okay, do you remember what your first night in the bunk was like?
I was very tired.
I bet.
It was also, very loud, I remember.
Okay.
And our counselors were like, shh, shh. We have to be quiet now. But then we were all, tired, but all so excited for the next day.
Do you remember feeling bits of homesickness or thinking, oh my God, this is so different. I'm still excited, but this is just you can have those mixed emotions.
I definitely was homesick a lot during the summer, but I was also really excited doing fun things at camp every day. And that's a really important hurdle to overcome and to understand that you can be happy and sad at the same time because you're sad, miss home, but you're happy because you're at camp. So it's just a balance and not letting the negative, the sad in lots of situations, not just at camp, overwhelm the other feeling. Yeah. Okay. All right. So take everybody through a typical day. Alright, so this won't be a real schedule, but so you wake up, pretty sure about 7.
Give me all the details. I need to know.
Bugle blows to wake you up, and then you're allowed to talk as much as you want. So you can't really talk because not everybody's awake before the bugle.
Instead of saying you, say we and us.
Okay, we can't.
Okay.
But then when the bugle plays.
Oh my God, you're talking bugle. That's amazing.
Technically. When the bugle plays, we can talk as much as we want.
Okay.
So after that, 15 minutes later, another bugle plays.
Okay.
Showing us we have 15 minutes to get to breakfast. That's when I get out of bed with the rest of my bunk, and then we're like, okay, we should start getting ready.
How many girls in your bunk?
7 other girls, so 8 of us total.
And 2 counselors. Okay? And you were in the same bunk your first year as Mom was her first year, which is pretty neat. Just like when I went to camp, I was in the same bunk that Grandpa Sonny was in when he was at camp, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
And then after that, there's another bugle signals 5 minutes to get to breakfast, and that's when you really gotta go. So then, but I usually leave right before that. Then you walk to breakfast, and then you're allowed in. You find your table. So every week we find our tables,
every week we have new tables. So you're sitting with different kids in different age groups. And it just helps to get to know everybody.
Yeah. How many people at the table?
At the most 6.
Oh, good. That's
and
nice.
2 counselors.
That's nice. You can talk to people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then after breakfast, so you find your table, you eat breakfast, all sorts of things.
And then, wait, how do you go get breakfast?
So someone at your table will go get the meal. So there is a tray. You get it up at the kitchen window, and they give it to you. Then they hand it to a counselor, whoever's serving. They serve you. They ask what you want. You get, and then there's also a fruit bar where there's oatmeal, granola, yogurt, fruit, all sorts.
So what was the typical breakfast for you?
Typical breakfast was usually whatever it was for breakfast.
So like French toast, pancakes, eggs, something. Okay.
I'm gonna have to say probably every morning there was eggs. So I usually ate that and whatever it was, and then I would usually go get just some fruit.
You discovered canned peaches this summer, huh?
I did.
They're so good. They're so good.
They are. And then after that, after the meal's over, when your table's done, you go back to your bunk.
Our table.
When our table's done, we go back to our bunk, and we do something called bunk ordering. So every morning, I'm going to have to say probably about 2015.
2015?
20 or 15. Around that.
Like 15 or 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Around that amount of time. You have time to bunk order. So every day you have a different job to help clean your bunk. So either that's sweep the front of the back, sweep the back, or dustpan it all.
Okay.
And some jobs are better than others.
Yeah.
Like the dreaded dustpan or the free day.
Okay.
And
Just make your bed and all that
make
too.
Your bed, clean up your area, make sure your shelves are neat. Then you also have to get ready on your schedule. So you have 4 periods in the morning, about 40-45 minutes each. Morning, like a typical schedule would be basketball. So whatever land sport you have. So as an example, basketball. Basketball, swim.
And swimming's in the lake.
Yeah, swimming's in the lake outside. Well, of course it's outside. There's no indoor lakes.
There's indoor lakes out there.
Those pools. Well, yeah.
Okay. All right. So basketball, swimming.
Swim. Small craft. Small craft is where, mostly for cliffs or kayaking. So you get to go kayaking, paddleboarding.
That's fun.
Canoeing.
That's fun.
Sailing. So all that fun stuff in the lake.
Okay.
So, and then electives.
Okay, so then you pick something else to do that you signed up for that week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe like instead of small crafts, sometimes you would have an art. So arts and crafts, and maybe for bunk 6, probably not arts and crafts, but.
Okay, but you really liked silver shop and ceramics.
Yeah.
You liked ceramics a lot. Did you make these bracelets? Well, some of these are at camp. Some of them are not, right?
Not like any at camp.
None of these are at camp?
No.
But you had other bracelets you were wearing at camp.
I did. I had a bunch of rainbow bracelets.
Oh, got it.
Made a bunch of those.
Okay, so then after those 4 periods is...
lunch.
Okay.
Those same 15-minute bugle, 5-minute bugle, ring again.
And you have time in between these to dry off, put on your dry clothes? Or...
Yeah, you have like 5 minutes in between each period.
Okay.
5-10 minutes.
And your counselors are with you to take you to the next period. And so you have a backpack and water bottle all day with you. And what's great, I think, about your camp is that you have camp uniform. Yeah. So there just aren't many options of things to wear. So you're just putting on a t-shirt, shorts, or sweatshirt in the morning or at night, something like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So then lunch.
At lunch, same thing. You get the meal, but instead of a fruit bar, now there's a salad bar. So just salad stuff,
Mhm.
and then that's really
But
it.
then there's a main dish if you
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
Any really good lunches?
There
I know
wasn't-
you are not a fan of the grilled cheese
No.
and tomato soup.
Yeah.
Not for you.
Not for me.
Did they have just deli sandwiches,
Whatever.
turkey
Oh yeah,
sandwiches,
there was turkey,
chicken
there were
fingers?
turkey like BLTs. So
Okay.
it was turkey, lettuce, tomato, sometimes
good.
bacon.
Mhm.
It was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So lunchtime then.
It was fine. But there was also this was also really good. We only had this twice, but there were wraps.
Mm.
So lettuce, tomato, all that. Basically the same stuff in a turkey sandwich.
Good, but in a wrap.
Yeah.
Good.
Which was really good.
Okay.
After lunch.
Did they ever? Real quick. Did they ever have anything that we had at visiting day for the kids, or is that just, oh, the parents are coming, let's have this food? Like
The
if
food from visiting day, we had it.
you had it too, like that orzo salad or the other
Orzo is
salad.
usually at the, not usually the other salad. That's usually for cookout.
Oh, okay,
but-
that's fun.
Oh, that's where you get to eat outside for dinner and have
That's fun.
some barbecued food.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then after lunch,
After lunch, there's rest hour. So you're in your bunk. You get to hang out, do whatever you want, just in your bunk for an hour. Then
is that when you would get? I'm trying to think of when you
You would
might
get
get our
meal.
letters. Okay, so at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you had 3 periods in the afternoon. So
I mean, okay, so you,
tennis,
right.
something.
okay, so
Tennis, something, showers, something like that.
okay, so
would be
you
the
had so just name a few of the other activities that you really liked that you might have had in the afternoon.
tennis, ski,
Water skiing. Okay.
water skiing. So fun.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
And then showers.
Okay.
Love showers.
You feel pretty good.
It does feel good.
And your shower is not in your bunk.
No,
It's a shower
It
house.
was a shower house, which was very nice because if you exited in the back door,
Uh-huh.
there it was.
Oh,
You didn't have to walk very far.
Oh, that's
It was
nice.
right behind it.
did you always have warm water?
Yeah.
And how was the pressure? Good enough.
It was good enough, yeah.
Okay.
And then you have, so third period ends at 5:20.
Okay.
So then you have 5:20 time.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's called 5:20 time.
Okay.
In between 5:20 and 6, and then it's dinner. So you get to do whatever you want.
That's what you said. That's when you shower.
Well, sometimes I shower,
Okay.
but third period a lot of times is shower
Oh.
for us.
Okay.
So you can shower, do whatever you want. Like sometimes I would go down to the beach and play tetherball, or just do some fun thing like arts and crafts.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
So,
Do what you wanted to do. Okay.
So that was really 5:20. And you have dinner, basically the same thing as lunch. Well,
When does all the singing happen? Because I just know
oh,
that.
the singing happens at assembly. I forgot about that. Because that's only sometimes in the morning after bunk ordering. A bugle blows for assembly, and then you go first period.
But when we were there for visiting day, and I know from Mom and you for the past number of years, just singing all these songs, and then on visiting
They
day,
all
there's
get
so
sung at
many songs.
assembly.
Every,
That's every
what
day.
about like not at meals or not just at random
No.
times during
Well,
the day?
not all those songs, but there are more that we didn't sing.
Okay.
There are a bunch of songs.
Oh wow. that's
Don't
nice.
worry. We sing like 10 songs, and then it goes into all the age group songs, and then there are more age group songs,
Okay.
and then there are more songs, and then announcements.
Okay. So then dinner. Your favorite dinner was
Curry chicken.
curry chicken. Okay.
Very
And
good.
then after dinner.
After dinner, you went back to your bunk for a few minutes, then a bugle, another one,
Mhm.
would play for evening activity. So either that was human Scrabble, where you're running to get letters when your age group's called,
That's fun.
or Dutch auction. Super fun.
Explain that.
Dutch auction is where the auctioneer, so somebody,
Mhm.
staff member, calls out objects. So a purple toothbrush. And if you don't have it, then you have to like find something and pretend and try to sell it.
Oh, okay.
So.
And this is the whole camp together doing this.
And you collect a bunch of things in a pillowcase.
That's
like,
fun.
Sometimes it's a love letter that you have to write. It's so funny.
So everybody's together for these things, which is really nice. The older kids looking out for the younger kids, and okay, all right, and then.
So then.
I'm already exhausted.
After that, you go back to your bunk. Sometimes there's one cookies. So if you're a Super Cliff or Pork, you have an older.
The youngest three groups.
You have an older camp sister that's in one of the oldest 3 groups, and you get to be with them for milk and cookies. So you get a cookie and milk, and you just get to sit with them.
You didn't drink.
Talk to them. I did not drink the milk. I ate the cookie.
All right, and then bedtime.
And then it's bedtime, so bugle rings. And then you have to milk cookies ends.
Mm-hmm.
Then another bugle ring, so you're in your bunk, you're just like still talking to you, changing.
Mm-hmm.
And another bugle ring where it's like, oh, in bed. And then another bugle rings for lights out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get flashlight time where you just get to have a flashlight on for a little bit. And then it's like lights out.
Yeah, and you've got to be exhausted at the end of the day.
And I am exhausted.
Yeah, I bet. I'm exhausted just hearing about it. But I remember what it was like at the end of the day at camp. You're just worn out.
And then you fall asleep and that's it.
Right, and then you do it all over again.
Yeah.
So, give me your 3 favorite activities and then your 3 least favorite activities.
Ski. Silver. Tennis.
Okay. Least favorite?
I'm not really sure. I liked all the activities. But, like, some I, didn't like as much.
Yeah, okay. But these aren't things that, oh, God, I'll never want to do this again. But just...
Volleyball.
Uh-huh. Volleyball's
Not
difficult.
really my thing.
Yeah.
Bouldering.
Rock the rock climbing wall?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Maybe next year you won't be able to.
Well, it's also it hurt. I can do it. My hands are hurt so bad after that.
Okay, and what else?
Feet and
I was going to guess soccer.
Yeah.
Okay. Understandable. All right.
But then also kind of, I'm gonna have to say arts and crafts because we weren't even there that much. So I was still whatever.
How did you all handle? There was so much rain. How did that impact your experience?
Not that much even. It was just you had rainy day schedules. So I got to play so much dodgeball.
Mm-hmm.
I got to play a bunch of bingo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So a lot of camp has to do with, and especially on the rainy day things, is just the people that you're around.
Yeah.
So how would you describe the experience of being with all of these kids that, I mean, you had met some at a meetup here in New York, but you didn't really know any of these kids.
It was nice a lot to get to know them, and they were also really nice. So I'm glad I can stay in touch with a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so describe...
And it was nice also for, swim. So your swim, land sports, sometimes gymnastics. You're with your whole age group.
Okay.
So you get to talk to kids. You get to play around with them.
And what were the kids like? As you know, I know we've talked a lot about on the podcast about issues at the playground or issues at school with that type of interaction. Here, you're thrown into a situation where you're living with these kids. So what was it like?
They're all really nice, definitely. None of them were really rude at all. They were all
great.
really nice. Yeah.
How else would you describe them aside from nice?
Kind.
Oh, good.
Caring.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you really was you all looking out for each other to a certain extent? Like if one kid was having a problem, was it just like, all right, well, who's gonna help the person, or it was, oh, let me see what I can do, or you talk to somebody else and hey, do you want to do something for her?
Yeah, let me see what I can do.
Yeah, that is really nice, and it seems like camp promotes that of working together and figuring things out together and being there for each other. And what was it like having a big sister at camp who you met here in the city?
It was nice just to have her there at camp because I know I could count on her for things.
You could go to her
I
for.
could go to her.
Yeah, if you're feeling a certain way, you could go to her, or just like you saw her and you got to hug her and hang out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you look forward? Elaborate a little bit more, please. Did you the time that you got to spend with her?
Yeah, I looked forward to that.
Okay, and so.
So it was.
What was your
really
interaction
nice
like?
To see her at night, just like tell her about my dad,
Mhm.
hear about her dad, what she did.
Did it make you look forward to being a big sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, look out for other kids.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you're gonna go back next summer.
Yeah.
And it was an experience that you would if it's available for other kids.
Yeah.
You would recommend this experience.
Definitely.
But you can only speak about your camp because every camp's different.
Yes.
So if you want to know about Eden's camp, we weren't gonna really say the name.
Yeah.
But you can just reach out and we can talk about it. Best way to do that is, you can leave a comment on Apple Podcasts. Yeah. That's always very helpful. Yeah. And also
we
on...
love to hear.
Yeah, or you could just reach out. How else could they reach out? Could reach out on Twitter at Noah Kozlov.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the best way. Apple Podcasts.
Yeah. Just leave a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best way. All right. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you back. Mom and I missed you a ton, but we were balancing that. We miss Eden. We just miss hearing her voice. Miss her having her around. So we were balancing that with, we know she's having a terrific experience.
Yeah.
So, did we write enough?
You did write enough.
Like, you got a letter almost every day?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Love you.
Love you.